how important did you have a mentor? And how important do you believe mentors are in your life?
I think mentors are vital. And I think the one thing above anything else that is the cause for lack of entrepreneurship in South Africa is the absolute lack of mentorship. In fact, it's not even a thing. Whenever I go overseas and I chat to different friends or colleagues in industries, they will be casually chatting to me and they'll say, so I was with my mentor the other day and he tells me, and I'm just like, we don't have those conversations in South Africa, like ever. It's very rare.
Why do you think that is though? Why do we not have mentorship here in this country?
It obviously has to do, I feel, with that culture of, for some reason, that culture of wanting to share and pass down and bestow wisdom beyond family as something that was just never a part of our culture, oddly enough.
And at the same time, South Africans are hugely giving. I think we're one of the most countries that give money out of our car the most.
Absolutely, which is one of the biggest, I think, ironies or contradictions of our cultures. You think of South African Ubuntu and the ability to, want to be able to create for one another, and then the absolute contradiction of what you'll see a lot of the time in different workforce or people who don't want to work is the same attitude in the same existing group of people of entitlement. And it's like, how do those two even live together? How do they even coexist? But they do. And in South Africa, it's not something that is ever mutually exclusive at all. And I've always found it quite fascinating. And I think one of the things that have been a big hamstring of progression in business and entrepreneurial minds and the entrepreneurial world, that mentorship has just not been a thing. So I've always imposed myself on people who've then indirectly become my mentor without them ever knowing they were my mentors. And that's from me, since I was small, I always asked the question, what, where, how, why, with anyone that I thought could add any kind of value. Always happy to have the conversation. And I've got my people who I would always call and ask about this and ask about that, and they'd be happy to entertain me, and we'd have a good long chat. And they have gotten to a point where they just kind of see me as their, kind of peer in a way, even though they may be a lot older than me. But it was from those kinds of levels of conversations we were having, but from my pure ability to take interest both in them and what they were doing and asking questions and being able to adapt that back into my life too. Is something they got so comfortable with that it wasn't even a strict mentorship in the formal manner, but more a willingness to converse and seek wisdom from those who've already walked that journey.